Y'all ain't nobody out this mud. I hope this girl hurry up and just finish, because I was just gonna go walk out here myself and get myself some air, and she was asleep until she heard me put on my jacket, y'all. She didn't even hear the keys, because I was gonna leave the keys inside of the house. She heard she heard the coat, and that's all she needed to hear. She heard a little zipper, and she woke right on up. It's like as if she wasn't even there. Remind me of how my grandmother used to do. Like, she could hear anything out of nowhere. She'll be knocked out asleep. You open up a potato chip bag, and she's like, "Give me some." Like, what? I guess I get my eating from getting honest from my family. Um, Anyhow, I love this spot. I love how they did the little lights and everything. And how it's so close to me and everything. So, I really think it's really cute. And they did it on the other end too. I think I should walk that way too. Nah, I'll just walk this way. So I was watching this video online, and I was trying to record and talk about it while I was inside, but I just kept getting interrupted. So I said I'm just gonna wait until I have enough time to go and record it and speak about it. So hopefully I don't get disturbed this time. But if I do, oh well, I'm still gonna talk about it. Let it be what it's gonna be. So there was a lady, I guess they call her a prophet, and everybody's doing. I'm so not into labels. I believe there are prophets, yes, but I just believe that everyone has a gift and God can use people at any time. But she was getting really upset because she felt like people were disrespecting her, and her gift wasn't being used by God. And it's like, to me, I feel like this is a great time, even though there's a lot of fear that's been projected into our atmosphere. This is a great time to be living. Like, we were created for this. We were definitely created for this. And although there's been some scary moments for me, I honestly can say that I'm so grateful to be here at this moment, in this time frame. Once again, I was created for such a time as this. And I understand that I have a responsibility to do what I need to do. And not only that, how to stand on what I'm supposed to be doing. It's cold. And with that being stated, I want to say this. It's not up to us to choose how God uses us. He chooses who he chooses. Even if it's 1 second, just be grateful. Be grateful to be used. How much of a gift? Like, there's no other greater gift than that. Other than salvation. But just to be used by God, especially in this moment. Don't go over there, buddy. We're not the creator or the source, so we're connected to the source. We're not saying that we're gods and goddesses. We're not saying that. We're not saying that we're the creator of all things. We're saying we're connected. We're connected. We have a relationship with the creator who created all things, And once again, what greater privilege is there than to, be a part of that? Be a part of that dynamic, To me, I think there's no other greater feeling, and once again, we don't have, who cares if it's 1 second, just to be used by, we're going to get used anyway. People use us, abuse us, all that other stuff. But God, he never abuses us when he uses us. So I just feel like it's a great opportunity, It's a great opportunity, not only just for yourself, but just to see other people, If people would see how much, how much God really cares for us, they wouldn't be so hesitant as to trusting him, It's one thing to say that, but to see somebody do it can change somebody's life, So, ooh, a little chilly. Yeah, I'm walking a little bit farther away. It's like nobody's outside, y'all. I never lived in a city that was like so quiet, and in the cold time you don't have as many homeless people outside. They do a lot of services for the people who live on the streets and things like that. But it's very, very weird to me still. I mean, there's still a lot of people that are on the streets, but compared to other cities, definitely a difference. It's definitely a huge difference. Yeah, but back to what I was saying. Don't look at how much God is using. God gives us everything that we need. He gives us, he multiplies based off of what he chooses. He knows what we need, and what we can stand. Some people want to be used so much, but they don't want to take the time. It takes a lot of work to man, and the little bit that I've endured, was a lot for me. The little bit, the persecution, was a lot. So, you've heard that saying, not the saying, what the scripture says, to whom much is given, much is required. That's really what it is, And if you really want to be used by God and to be filled up, ask him. He'll give it to you. He's looking for people. God is an equal an equal opportunity employer. He will use, yes. He knows what you can do. Listen. And he'll add you. If you keep saying, okay, God, I'm willing. I'm going to keep going no matter what. I'm willing. I might be scared. I'm going to do this. Guess what? He going to keep blessing you. And I'm a living testament to that. I am a living testament to that. What I say, what I tell myself every day is, God, use my hands to serve your people, God. Use my mind to control my thoughts, to say things that are pleasing to you and pleasing to your people. God, my tongue, because the tongue is untamable. I like these little lights when it's so cold. But also ask God to guide my footsteps and guide the way I walk. The people that I come in contact with, even if they are not responsive to me, let me be okay with that. Let me to follow him, keep focused on him, and I've seen him multiply me. I've seen him when I'm broken, crush me down and make me over, then crush me down again and make me over again. It's like a whole process. So, don't get discouraged when you feel like, oh yeah, well, God's not using you. Ask him. He'll use you. You might not think it's big, but it might be just what somebody else needs. Nothing. Yeah, no. Mm-mm. And everybody doesn't have that gift of, especially during this age. Everybody want to be on freaking YouTube. They're making 12,000 videos. I tried to do that, y'all. I still have a lot of videos that I need to uplift, but I've learned that that's not my forte. God has shown me a lot of things by just actually living and just going through them, and then coming back and pulling out of it and explaining it that way. Some people can see, and a lot of those things, a lot of people can see the difference because they've seen me go through some things, you know. Some people can go and talk about it and they can know it, or they can see other people. I literally have to go through it. I literally, and that goes with my anointing because I am a child of miracles. I keep telling y'all, like, y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand. When I tell people that, they really think I'd be like going cuckoo, like, but I'm telling you, I'm a child of miracles. God heals me. And it's not even just me. I've seen that in my lineage. You know, he really prepares the way for his children. Like, he really takes very good care of me. I'm so grateful, y'all. Um, you know, other people have like giftings of finances and things like that. I also have a gift of wealth, and when I talk about wealth, people are like, well, you're not rich. I'm not talking about that. You know, currency is the flow or the current. You know, people gonna learn that really quick too. But I know my gift is that God will supply all my needs, and if I'm connected to the source, I'm connected to God. So when you're connected to God, you cannot be broke. When I say you cannot be broke, sometimes you cannot have a dime in your pocket, but you can have everything that God has shown me that with my life. Like, okay, the more I stayed closer to God, God was bringing people who had everything. I would say I would be hungry, and I used to get scared about it because I was like, man, I want this. I wanted eggs, bacon, blah blah this, and I like speak it, and I'm telling y'all, within seconds, somebody will come and say, God told me to bring blah 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 blah, and you like, oh crap, like you ready to piss on yourself, like that kind of thing, but. And I know the enemy does that too. Don't. God has taught me that too, because he wants to mimic. But you'll be able to see the difference. Like if you stay close to God, that's why you got to keep going and you stay focused. You just stay in it. Don't look on the outside. Don't think of that as the miracle, because the miracle is to hold on to God no matter what. And really, God is really holding on to you, because you can't really hold on to God. You know. Even though they say hold on to God's unchanging hands, like, no, it says, you know, what is in God's hands, he is able to keep. So you ask God to hold on to you and to not let go. Because what is in his hand, he's able to keep. What's in, you know, me putting my hand on him, I'll be likely to let go when things get tough, when things look a little rough. But just ask God to keep you in his hands, because what is in his hand, no man can pluck out. So those are some of the things that I've learned about that. And once again, it doesn't matter. You know, everyone has an amount of grace or amount of. My hands are freezing because I didn't put no gloves on. Should have known. But it's up to God the amount of grace that we have on certain things. Just be grateful if he uses you. You know, if he only uses me for this, I'm okay with that. I'm okay. I just want to do it to the best of the ability that God's given me, you know, because that is the highest form of praise, you know, just that is the highest form. Like, just to do what he calls you to do to the best of your ability, you know. Doesn't matter what other people think. It might not look big to people. You know, God said, the last shall be first and the first shall be last. So there are going to be some things that we're going to see that you might think that it's small. And God is saying, I'm looking at that, you know. Think about when it says in the Bible how God says, you know, how people thought that they were casting out demons and doing all this stuff for God. And he's like, you know, he's like, when I was hungry, did you feed me? Blah, blah, this. And they're like, well, we did all this stuff. And they're like, when was you hungry? Like, and he's like, look, if you did this to the little ones of me, if you did this to the little ones, you did it to me. Like, it's the little thing. Listen, Linda, listen. Whether you think it's little or not, just do it. Just do it. Shoot. I gotta hurry up and get up in the house because I'm cold. One more thing God had remind me reminded me of when he started clearing me and healing me. Because you go through this wartime, like when you are with God and you stay focused on God, you'll have your testing. But if you hold on and you stay focused on Him and you keep with Him, you will come out on the end on top. God does not give us more than we can bear. Whatever we go through is going to strengthen us to get us to the next level, because you can't stay on the same level that you was. I really tried to do that because it seems so convenient, but that's just not how life works. Now we got cars everywhere. Wow. But one thing that God has been like showing me a lot of is to follow His commandments. When I was talking about loopholes and things like that, and it's like how games and things I won most of the time is not on a big hoopla of things happening. It's usually based off of technicalities. Games I won based off of technicalities. No matter what sport, no matter what things, usually it's hardly ever, people get swept under the rug or something dealing with the game or a match or anything. It's usually based off of some kind of skill, and it's, it's based off of technicality, something that was some small things. Think about baseball or think about basketball, games I won. I remember playing basketball and they used to say games I won off of free throws. And I just really didn't even understand that, because a lot of people used to, want to be with the 3-pointers and people who were shooting, the point guards and things like that. And I remember when I was playing basketball, I was a guard forward for a minute, and then I was a power forward. A power forward is the number 4 person, and the center is the number 5. So then you got the point guard, you got the passing guard, or you could say, if they're big enough, forward guard. Then you have the forward, and the forward is the number 3 person, so they can move the ball around. Sometimes this person can be, if it's a passing guard, then you can have just a plain forward, and this person can move the ball around, but they also can get the backboards a little bit, so they'll be around, anywhere between the free throw point line, around that little circle, that semicircle, and into the paint. Then you got the power forwards. The power forwards are, you could have either 2 power forwards, or you could have a power forward and a power forward center, or just a power forward and a center. So the power forward is the person right next to the center. The center always goes in that inside the red paint. That's where he's at. He's guarding everything right there. The power forward has got the person all the way in the corner. If they're popping out, trying to do a 3 towards the baseline, and anything, sideways of the court, all the way around the free, to the free throw line, that little inside circle. But you see in games, even in professional games, it's usually really close, and it's about people who get the fouls when they go to the free throw line, when they get the dunks, when they get the backboards, they're slapping boards. That's when you make shots and you hit the backboard, or you slam dunking, or you do a layup but you slap the backboard, slapping boards. But yeah, that's how you learn. And that's the same thing when you're dealing with life. Think about what God had to tell Satan. Satan didn't go out and just go all lavish. He had to have a strategy. When you're going in the inside, you just can't go just out of the blue and just say, oh, I'm going to do this. You got to have strategy. But if, say for instance, somebody who's shooting, you're going to know somebody shooting the ball if they're going all the way outside. They got a better chance of hitting if they're closer. If you're narrowing in and you're going closer. So, that's the same thing that the enemy does, just like he did God. Like, he tempted him. He tried to tempt him. He went closer. He was trying to get him on a technicality, saying, okay, if you bow to me, and God is not supposed to bow to anyone. That's why he didn't, but it was a technicality. It's a technicality, you know. And if he would have fell for it, which we know he wouldn't, but if he would have fell for it, then we wouldn't all be here. And that's the same thing that you have to remind yourself. The enemy never comes out of the blue and tries to get you. It will be too obvious. He has to get you on a technicality. So, what he was showing me, hold on. Gotta get a little bit quiet because I'm going closer home. Excuse me, you guys. I'm tired. Good job, girlie. Okay. All right, you guys. So what he was showing me was that, good job. What he was showing me is that to guard myself, and how I guard myself is just following his word and not going sideways on it. Not going sideways on his word. You know, if he tells me to do something, just do it. You know, you might think that, oh yeah, you can get away with it, but it's getting closer to narrowing down time. So I have to buckle down on a lot of things. You know? And I know I'm not the only person that's got to do that, you know. But those are the things that he's been telling me to do. Just buckle down. It's time to buckle down and narrow in. Because this battle is serious, and this battle is won by following the manuscript, following the rules. And I'm telling you, the enemy is real cautious. He tries to find out what you are weak in, you know. And if you don't guard yourself up and you don't do what you're supposed to do, you're letting yourself open. You're leaving yourself open to be attacked. So, yeah, those are the things that he's been showing me. So that's all I wanted to say. I'm going to get off of here because I need to breathe. Hopefully something I said or done will help you on your journey. Please stay tuned to Journey to Jerusalem. And thank you so very much. Bye.